the 1995 adaptation of Pride and Prejudice remains a timeless classic, with its unforgettable performances and captivating portrayal of Jane Austen's beloved novel. With Colin Firth's portrayal of Mr. Darcy and Jennifer Ehle's Elizabeth Bennet, the series became a cultural phenomenon, beloved by fans around the world. But now, 30 years later, where are the cast members today? In 2025, the stars have experienced varied careers, personal milestones, and unexpected twists. Join us as we take a closer look at the journey of the Pride and Prejudice cast and discover where they are now, 3 decades after the iconic series aired. Benjamin Witro, born on February 17, 1937, was 58 when he brought to life the dry, sarcastic Mr. Bennet in Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Witro's portrayal of the disinterested father, offering sardonic commentary in the face of family chaos, became an iconic part of the adaptation. However, his career had its share of disappointments. While praised for his stage performances, Witro often struggled to land leading roles in film and television, leaving him feeling overlooked by Hollywood. His personal life was similarly tumultuous, marked by a bitter divorce that turned public when allegations of infidelity surfaced. He had a difficult relationship with his children, often marked by distance and estrangement. Despite his later years focusing on smaller roles, his personal demons, including the emotional toll of his failed marriage, haunted his career and personal life. His death on September 28, 2017 at 80 following a stroke reflected the quiet, somewhat tragic end to a life overshadowed by personal and professional turmoil. Christopher Benjamin, born December 27, 1934, was 61 when he portrayed Sir William Lookis in Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Although a respected figure in British television, Benjamin's career was hindered by a series of setbacks, including typecasting and his struggle with alcoholism. He was a highly skilled actor, but his penchant for offbeat and often erratic behavior on set made him difficult to work with, leading to him being passed over for more substantial roles. His marriage, too, was affected by his addiction, and rumors of infidelity and emotional neglect surfaced, contributing to the breakdown of his personal relationships. Despite attempts at rehabilitation in later years, his struggles with alcohol persisted, and he was rarely seen in mainstream productions. His death on January 10, 2025 at 90 came after a quiet period away from the public eye. The talented but troubled actor's career is remembered for what could have been had he overcome his personal demons. Barbara Leigh Hunt, born December 14, 1935, was 60 when she stepped into the shoes of the imperious Lady Catherine de Bourgh in Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Known for her commanding presence and unforgettable portrayal of the domineering aunt, Leigh Hunt's career spanned both theater and television. But her personal life was filled with scandal. She had a highly publicized affair with a prominent director in the 1970s, a relationship that caught the attention of the tabloids and became a subject of much gossip. Her marriage, too, was far from smooth, plagued by rumors of her own infidelities and constant tension. She was also known for her temper, sometimes creating friction with co-stars and directors. While she remained a respected figure in British theatre, her personal life often made headlines for the wrong reasons. Leigh Hunt passed away on September 16, 2024 at 88, leaving behind a complicated legacy, both admired and criticized for her professional talents and her messy, often controversial personal life. Colin Firth, born September 10, 1960, was 35 when he took on the iconic role of Mr. Darcy in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, making him an instant heartthrob. Firth's portrayal of the brooding, aloof Darcy became legendary, and it catapulted him into stardom. However, despite his success, Firth faced a series of struggles both professionally and personally. His career, though successful, was often overshadowed by typecasting, and he struggled with the expectations that came from his portrayal of Darcy. His personal life, too, was marked by scandal, particularly when his wife, Livia Giugioli, was involved in a highly publicized affair with an old family friend in 2018. The affair caused a media storm, but Firth and Giugioli chose to remain together, despite the fallout. Known for his charm and humility, Firth's career continued to thrive, but the affair left a lingering cloud over his public image. At 64, Firth remains a beloved actor, though his personal life remains part of the public narrative surrounding him. Jennifer Ehle, born December 29, 1969, was 26 when she captivated audiences with her portrayal of the clever and independent Elizabeth Bennet in Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Ehle's performance garnered critical acclaim, earning her a BAFTA award and cementing her as a rising star in the industry. However, despite her early success, she purposefully turned down several lucrative film roles, preferring theater over Hollywood fame. This decision ultimately led to her missing out on big-screen stardom, causing some to question her professional ambitions. Her personal life was no less complicated. Ehle's marriage to novelist Michael Ryan was fraught with tension, leading to a public divorce after rumors of infidelity surfaced. Her relationship with her children became strained over the years, as Ehle's intense focus on her career left little room for her family. Now 55, Ehle continues to work in film and theater but remains an enigmatic figure whose private life has overshadowed her professional accomplishments. Susanna Harker, born on April 26, 1965, portrayed Jane Bennet, the serene and gentle eldest Bennet sister, in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at the age of 30. Harker's portrayal captured Jane's grace, a role that cemented her place in British television history, yet her career path veered into turbulence. While she continued to work in theater, television, and film after Pride and Prejudice, Harker struggled with typecasting, finding it difficult to break out of roles similar to Jane. The actress faced a series of personal struggles, including a divorce from director Charles Palmer, which was widely reported in the press. Moreover, her battles with depression and anxiety were openly discussed in interviews, adding a darker layer to her public image. Despite her successes at 60, Harker has often reflected on the bitterness of missed opportunities in her career and the emotional toll it took on her. Her candidness about these struggles only endeared her to some fans but made her a more tragic figure in the public eye. Allison Steedman, born on August 26, 1946, took on the role of Mrs. Bennet, the flustered, hysterical matriarch of the Bennet family, in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at age 49. Her performance was iconic, yet her personal life has been anything but smooth. Steedman's marriage to actor Michael Elwyn ended in a public and painful divorce, and rumors about her strained relationship with her children followed. While Steedman continued to shine on stage and screen, she dealt with several personal challenges, including bouts of depression and a chronic illness that limited her ability to perform at her usual pace. Her vulnerability as a mother and as a public figure made her relatable, yet tragic. The loss of a close family member left her grieving in the public eye, further adding to the sense of sorrow surrounding her career. Steedman's off-screen life was marked by emotional instability, yet she persevered in her craft, emerging as one of the most respected actresses in British theatre despite the storms in her personal life. She is now 78 at 2025. Julia Sawala, born on September 9, 1968, played Lydia Bennet, the impulsive and flirtatious youngest Bennet sister, in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at age 27. Sawala's role as Lydia was emblematic of her own youthful rebellion, and her career seemed poised for stardom. However, personal turmoil quickly became a recurring theme in Sawala's life. Despite her success and Absolutely Fabulous, her romantic entanglements often grabbed headlines. Her relationship with actor Jeremy Sisto was particularly turbulent, with public fallout and bitter arguments exposed by the tabloids. Furthermore, Sawala's struggles with body image and public self-criticism led her to become an advocate for mental health and body positivity, but her outspokenness on these issues, coupled with her struggles to maintain her career, painted a picture of someone constantly at war with herself. At times, her off-screen behavior led to her being labeled as difficult in the press, and her occasional clashes with producers and castmates caused friction in her career, though she remains a beloved figure for many at 56. Crispen Bonham Carter, born on September 23, 1969, played Mr. Bingley, the charming and amiable friend of Mr. Darcy, in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at age 26. Bonham Carter's easy charm and likability made him an ideal Bingley, but his career after Pride and Prejudice quickly lost momentum. Despite his early success, Bonham Carter found himself sidelined in the industry, struggling with his career direction. His personal life was equally troubled, marked by a bitter divorce and protracted custody battles over his children, which attracted the tabloid media's attention. His transition from acting to teaching at a school was seen as a retreat from fame, leading to speculation about his dissatisfaction with Hollywood's shallow side. Rumors of conflicts with industry peers and his departure from acting at the height of his career only added to the mystery of his decision. Bonham Carter's story became one of quiet withdrawal, leading a much more private life today, teaching and away from the public eye. He is now 55 in 2025. Lucy Briars was born on August 19, 1967, and at 28, she portrayed the reserved and bookish Mary Bennet in Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Briars' subtle and understated performance captured the essence of Mary's character, whose piety and musical talents often went unnoticed. While her portrayal was praised, her career never quite reached the heights of her co-stars. Despite steady theater work, Briars struggled with being typecast in minor roles, often overlooked for more prominent parts. Her personal life was marked by a tumultuous marriage in the late 90s, which ended in a very public and messy divorce after accusations of emotional neglect and her partner's addiction issues. Known for her meticulous and often difficult nature, Briars had a reputation for being challenging to work with, contributing to her lack of larger film roles. By 2025, at 57, Lucy remains active in theater but keeps a very private life, far from the limelight and major controversies. Polly Mabberly, born in 1976, played Kitty Bennet, the flirtatious second-youngest Bennet sister, in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at age 19. Mabberly's portrayal of Kitty, often seen following in Lydia's reckless footsteps, was memorable, but her career after the series failed to live up to expectations. Mabberly found herself struggling to land significant roles, and she began to withdraw from the public eye. Her personal life became complicated by a series of emotionally charged relationships, including one that was marred by allegations of abuse, although the details were never fully disclosed. Mabberly also faced battles with depression, and her life seemed to spiral at times as she faced criticism for her erratic behavior. Her reputation for being difficult on set and her tendency to retreat into obscurity after her initial fame left many fans wondering what had happened to the bright young talent. Today, Mabberly is 48 and lives a relatively quiet life, staying far from the spotlight, making only rare appearances. Anna Chancellor was born on April 27, 1965, and at 30, she made her mark as the scheming Miss Bingley in Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Chancellor's portrayal of the sharp, witty socialite left a lasting impact on the audience, but her off-screen persona was far more complicated. A career filled with prestigious roles was marred by a series of public spats with co-stars, leading many to view her as difficult and demanding. Chancellor's personal life became tabloid fodder after her highly publicized divorce in the early 2000s, following accusations of infidelity and struggles with substance abuse. Known for her volatile relationships, she became infamous for her outbursts and harsh words toward colleagues, earning her a reputation as a perfectionist who would stop at nothing to get what she wanted. Now 60, Chancellor has largely retreated from the public eye, still working but keeping a low profile to avoid further scandal. David Bamber was born on September 19, 1954, and at 41, he played the awkward and obsequious Mr. Collins in Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Bamber's portrayal of the pompous clergyman was lauded for its humor and depth, but it also contributed to his struggle with being typecast. While he was a respected figure in theater, his film and television career failed to see sustained growth, and he was often passed over for larger roles. His personal life mirrored his on-screen struggles, as Bamber went through a very public and painful divorce, which was followed by reports of his emotional distress and battles with depression. Known for his perfectionist tendencies, Bamber often found himself at odds with directors and co-stars, making his relationships with colleagues strained. By 2025, at 70, Bamber continues to act in niche roles but remains largely out of the public spotlight, a figure of what could have been, his earlier potential overshadowed by personal battles. Adrien Lookis was born on March 28, 1957, and at 38, he played the charming yet deceitful George Wickham in Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Lookis' portrayal of Wickham, full of charisma and underlying menace, became iconic, but his career never quite lived up to his early promise. While he maintained a steady career in theater and television, Lookis faced multiple setbacks, including a failed attempt to transition into film leading to his eventual typecasting. Off-screen, his personal life was marked by a highly publicized, bitter divorce, followed by rumors of his struggles with alcoholism and emotional instability. His reputation was damaged further by erratic behavior at press events and disputes with colleagues, who described him as difficult and unpredictable. By 2025, at 68, Lookis has mostly disappeared from the public eye, focusing on smaller, less prominent roles. His career remains defined by the high hopes that never fully materialized, overshadowed by personal struggles that have kept him out of the spotlight. Lucy Davis was born on February 17, 1973, and at the age of 22, she brought to life the role of Maria Lucas in Pride and Prejudice. Her portrayal of Charlotte Lucas' innocent, naive younger sister provided a refreshing contrast to the more serious characters, injecting lightness into the story. Off-screen, Davis has enjoyed a successful career, most notably in The Office and Wonder Woman. However, her personal life has been anything but idyllic. Davis faced a highly public breakup with a fellow actor in the early 2000s, and rumors about her inability to maintain stable relationships followed her for years. Known for being incredibly private, Lucy's personal life has been the subject of speculation, particularly her struggle with body image issues. Her role in Pride and Prejudice was only one of many, but her career has been marred by repeated casting rejections, allegedly due to her perceived typecasting and limited range. Now, at the age of 52, Lucy is focused on smaller, independent projects, staying far from the media circus and controversies of her earlier years. Marlene Sitaway, born in 1937, was 58 when she portrayed Hill, the Bennet family's loyal housekeeper, in Pride and Prejudice, 1995. Sitaway's acting career in theater and television has been a steady one, but behind her composed public image lies a tumultuous personal life. In the 70s, she faced a severe battle with alcohol addiction, which caused her to step back from acting for a time. Despite her comeback, Sitaway's personal affairs remained unstable. She was involved in a scandalous affair with a fellow actor during the late 80s, which resulted in a media frenzy. Her relationships with partners were often marked by tension, including a notorious breakup in the 90s where she was accused of emotional manipulation. Though she overcame these challenges, Sitaway's career never fully regained the limelight. As of 2025, Sitaway, now 88, has retreated largely from public life, occasionally appearing on stage but always with a sense of distance and quiet defiance against her past. Amelia Fox, born on July 31, 1974, played Georgiana Darcy in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at the age of 21, portraying the delicate, shy younger sister of Mr. Darcy. While her performance was subtle and heartfelt, Fox's personal life has been anything but serene. Her first marriage to actor Jared Harris ended in a highly publicized divorce, with allegations of infidelity and emotional distress swirling around the split. Fox's romantic life post-divorce wasn't much smoother. Her second marriage to actor Jeremy Gilley fell apart amidst rumors of personal clashes and unfaithfulness. Despite these challenges, Fox continued to pursue her career, though the media often scrutinized her every move. Known for her intense emotional sensitivity, she has occasionally made headlines for her private battles, particularly with depression and her strained relationship with her mother, actress Joanna David. By 2025, Fox, now 50, still acts, but her life remains a mix of public successes and private turmoil, making her a subject of both admiration and gossip. Tim Wilton, born on February 27, 1940, played Mr. Gardiner, Elizabeth Bennet's kind and wise uncle, in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at the age of 55. Known for his dependable and comforting presence, Wilton's personal life was far more chaotic than his on-screen persona. His marriage to actress Joanna David ended in a dramatic and bitter divorce, marked by allegations of infidelity and emotional neglect. Wilton's struggle with alcohol in the 80s led to public breakdowns and strained relationships within the acting community. He was known for erratic behavior on set, and stories circulated about his temper and difficulties in maintaining professional conduct. These issues affected his career, with several roles slipping away due to his reputation. Despite this, Wilton made a comeback in the late 90s and early 2000s. By 2025, at 85, he remains involved in acting, but his personal demons continue to haunt him, making him a tragic figure in the industry. David Bark Jones, born on February 4, 1966, portrayed Lieutenant Denny in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at the age of 29. His character, a charming officer, added an air of intrigue to the military presence in Meryton. Although Bark Jones's early career was marked by promising roles in theatre and TV, he quickly fell into the shadows of British television. His personal life revealed a darker side. His failed marriages and strained family relationships became the subject of whispered conversations in industry circles. While he tried to maintain a clean image, his relationships with co-stars were notoriously cold, with reports of him clashing with directors over creative control. Bark Jones's involvement in a scandalous affair with a married co-star led to a temporary ban from several prestigious roles, and his struggles with alcohol abuse became public knowledge in the early 2000s. Despite attempts to revive his career, Bark Jones was largely excluded from leading roles, with only occasional guest spots in TV dramas. At 59, he remains reclusive, rarely seen in public, with his career now a shadow of its former potential. Rupert Vansitter, born on February 10, 1958, played the gluttonous and lazy Mr. Hurst in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at the age of 37. Although his role added a touch of humor, Vansitter's off-screen life has been a mix of scandal and personal strife. In the early 2000s, he was involved in a gambling scandal that saw his finances spiral out of control. Rumors about his reckless behavior spread like wildfire, especially as he became known for his late-night drinking binges. His marriage fell apart due to his infidelities, and he became a controversial figure in the industry. Vansitter's career suffered, with several key roles slipping through his fingers as his personal issues took precedence. His reputation as difficult to work with and frequently drunk on set left a stain on his professional image. By 2025, at 67, Vansitter's career remains mostly in the past, with only occasional appearances in television roles, though his legacy is often overshadowed by his troubled personal history. Joanna David, born on January 17, 1947, played the wise and compassionate Mrs. Gardiner in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at the age of 48. Her portrayal of Elizabeth Bennet's supportive aunt was met with praise, but David's personal life was far from serene. In the 80s, she was at the center of a scandal involving an affair with a married director, which rocked her career for a time. Her marriage to actor Edward Fox was also tumultuous, with both partners publicly accused of infidelity and emotional neglect. While she tried to maintain a dignified public image, the cracks in her personal life were often visible. Her relationship with her daughter, Amelia Fox, was strained, with reports of clashes over family matters and personal grievances. By 2025, at 78, Joanna David remains largely out of the public eye, occasionally appearing in theater but keeping a low profile as the controversies of her past continue to linger in the shadows. Victoria Hamilton, born on April 5, 1971, played Mrs. Forster in Pride and Prejudice, 1995, at age 24. Hamilton's portrayal of the lively wife of Colonel Forster was seen as a minor role, but her personal life would later overshadow her acting career. Her life was marked by a series of tumultuous relationships, each more public and scandalous than the last. Hamilton's marriage to a well-known British director ended in a highly publicized and bitter divorce, with rumors of infidelity and financial disputes. Behind the scenes, her difficult relationships with colleagues were often whispered about. Hamilton's love life became fodder for tabloids after she was seen with a series of high-profile figures, each affair more controversial than the last. In the 2000s, her career, which once promised great things, began to falter as roles became sparse, and Hamilton withdrew from the spotlight. At 54, Hamilton lives in seclusion, focusing primarily on theater and avoiding public scrutiny, her past relationship dramas fading into the distance, though her reputation in the industry remains somewhat tarnished. Who is your favorite character from Pride and Prejudice? How do you feel knowing that some of the actors have passed away? Don't hesitate to leave your thoughts in the comments below. If you enjoy this content, please remember to like, subscribe to the channel, and ring the bell so you won't miss future videos. Thank you so much.